My name is Jeffrey, and I play Mariadoc Stark, who is a dwarven cleric.
I'm Brendan. I'm playing Regolith Hipparchus, a half-moon elf sorcerer.
I'm Dorothy. I'm playing Elodie, who is a half-elf bard.
I'm Corey. I play Harry Perchance, the air quotes wizard.
I am Trevor. I am the GM for this 13th-page campaign.
I guess we should start.
Yep. So when last we met, you guys were traveling with the Dwarven caravan. Doc was unconscious due to a severe blow to the head from a knoll with a heavy flail. In the interim, Connor took over as de facto commander while you were unconscious. He seemed to be doing a reasonably good job. Harry completed his wormhole cantrip by trapping a blink spider by luring it in with a big shiny fake gem. He cut off one of its legs to use as a ritual component, and then gave it a fake leg out of stone. Articulated stone. It currently holds a deep-seated grudge against him. After that, the party headed out. In the morning, they came to a very wide river between two large lakes that they would have to cross in order to get forage. They opted to ford the river by finding a place where it was fairly shallow and plowing their way across it. Halfway across said river, they were attacked by a bunch of flying elves. Who?
Someone died of dysentery.
No. Yeah, everyone made that joke.
This is what happens when you miss a week.
Yep. I should totally roll to see if you get dysentery. Well, all of you got dysentery. I was just rolling to see if I got higher than 10. Would have hit all of you.
But my constitution's quite high.
Okay. Dysentery. Anyway, you got attacked by a bunch of flying elves. They referred to you as defilers of the world and proceeded to heroically wreck your shit.
Yeah.
We really could have used a healer.
Yeah. All the cards had healing potions on them, but none of you took them.
I did.
It's true. You eventually did.
Thanks.
And Elodie drank one of her own for some reason, rather than take one of the free ones.
She'll grab it when you're traveling.
Just rob them.
Just like...
Eventually, Regolith performed a desperate summoning of Babel the Water Sprite to see if she could help. Babel's size is, of course, contingent on the amount of water she's in, and when placed in a large river between two lakes, she became very big, and proceeded to start smashing flying elves left, right, and center. After that, you bartered with her to have her infuse some of the water in the lake with healing powers, so that you could get the benefits of a full heal-up. Amazingly, you guys still haven't quite twigged to the fact that you don't have to give Babel money. She doesn't like money, she likes shiny things. They don't have to be valuable things.
It's my easiest shiny thing. I don't know. Do I have any other things that's shiny?
You're transporting a cart of steel.
Oh.
Like, everything on the carts would interest her.
Yeah, the dwarves need that.
Well, they do, but still. They need to be alive more.
It's fine.
After you and Babel defeated the remaining flying elves, one of them ran away, being outnumbered.
It was the parrot, actually.
It was one of the birds ran away, and
Yeah.
I think one of the flying elves ran away as well.
Okay.
Or actually, he got washed away. He
Right,
fell in the water and got
Yeah.
pushed out the stream.
And then Babel went after it with the stuff.
No, he got him.
Oh.
You don't get to get your asses kicked that bad and then decide you still won.
But Babel wants free stuff.
I don't like shiny objects. The carts are full of shiny objects. If she's gonna steal anything, it's gonna be the carts full of shiny things. You're lucky you have any stuff left. Anyway, after that, you guys were patched up, and that's where we left off. You guys are currently standing about knee to waist deep in a muddy, silty river, which now has a lot of blood in it.
Hey guys, what happened? What did I miss?
Lots of crazy elf druid people.
God, I fucking hate those guys.
Yeah. And then, that's about it. Oh, by the way, half the caravan's dead.
Oh god, is Susan alright?
Roll for personal tragedy.
No, Susan died.
Okay.
There's no roll there. Susan got impaled with a knoll spear
No.
in the fight before last.
Oh yeah, no, you were there.
Yeah,
you were there when
was
Susan
unconscious.
Oh. He was there, but then...
His character doesn't know that yet.
Yeah, she's dead.
Sorry. She wanted a proper burial in the river, right? Always what she wanted.
Well, we didn't
That
bring
was way
the
back on
corpse.
trail. You like rolled her into a
Yeah,
bush
we're just
somewhere.
like, oh, fertilizer.
or
Yeah.
ate her.
Glue.
One of the two.
Glue.
Anyway, so Doc is currently crying.
Yep.
Over his lost horse, which
Beloved
technically
pets.
belonged to Andrew's character.
Yep.
Never mind that now. Andrew now currently belongs to the Dwarf King. So
So
wonder
by
if
the
that's where it
by
came
the
out from.
transitive property, the horse was technically owned by the.
If he ever
Dwarf King.
shows up,
Susan the horse was not one of your family's horses.
No, I mean like no. By the transitive property, she was technically owned by the Dwarf King.
Oh.
if he ever shows up again, and we're still carrying those carts, you should totally just emerge from one of those carts. It's like, wait, we were shipping you?
He was in the massive pile of armor that we just mistook
He's
for
just in
armor.
a pile. He's just loafing there.
Yeah.
Is there a fight going on? You guys can deal with that. I'm quite comfy. This is
Yeah,
the
screw
comfiest
you
bed
guys.
I've ever slept on.
Screw you guys. You did nothing while the guards took me away.
So how much further is?
A couple days travel.
Okay.
Are we out of the worst part of the river infested area? As far as we know.
Well, you're currently standing knee deep in the river.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming you'd like to stop doing that.
Probably. I'm just gonna climb back into the wagon.
Wait, we're traveling to
How badly did
Forge, right?
Yeah.
how badly did I do as commander compared to Cotter?
Well, during your fight,
Less people
not
died.
many people died. During the fight Connor was in, nearly everyone died.
Okay. So I'm gonna take back my
The reins.
take back the reins.
Connor seems disappointed
Aww. Give him another chance.
over the will of the 10 or so remaining surviving dwarves. Cannot be denied.
I'm just gonna load those dead bodies into the carts,
Okay.
like
You're
into
going to
one
be traveling
cart.
with them for several days.
Never mind.
Yeah, in the hot weather. I think we should
You
just
might want
bury
to
them
not do that.
nearby. Take any
In fact,
like
if you
family.
if you try to drag one up the cart, the other dwarves will kick you.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I'm gonna move them out of the river, essentially. Anybody who might have been like not washed away, I'll bring them to land and try and give them a proper burial. And whilst bringing them, I'll pat them down.
Connor will offer
stuff.
Connor will offer a prayer in Dwarven because
Yeah.
he does worship the god of life, death, and oaths. So,
I'm just gonna pat them down for stuff.
Doc, give me an intelligence check.
Intelligence.
Yep, it's a memory thing.
I'm just gonna say I failed.
What did you roll?
It's a 3 on the dice. 3 on the dice.
You notice nothing amiss about the sermon he gives.
Oh.
It was in Dwarven.
It was a
It's-
dwarven. I don't understand.
Well, that's why the rest of you don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
You don't know the language well
Not
enough.
even a little.
Would I
Like,
be
you-
able to
you
translate
speak
for my
some.
party members?
Yeah, you can translate. Translated, it sounds perfectly fine.
I play
Anyway.
my like invisible violin. For the
It's like, oh, so sad. All these dwarves.
Or no, like if you put a bowstring next to your sword, it actually makes music.
Oh, see,
If you put your sword near anything that vibrates, it will vibrate with the tune.
you see, I can actually do.
That's why it causes
Well, I've
a weakened
mentioned
effect when
very-
you hold it
Tiny
near
violin.
someone's head. It causes their skull to vibrate.
I also mentioned very early when I got it, I jammed my ocarina into the
The hilt.
into the hilt.
It has a flute.
It's a wind blade instrument.
It has a flute for a handle.
Yes.
You guys drag your carts out of the mud and onto dry land. You bury the multitude of dead dwarves. Not counting the 2 that you killed and rolled into the bushes way back when.
That was a long time ago. No one missed those
All
guys.
of you can give me a wisdom check. Doc, you can add either temple priest or war veteran.
Can I add temple priest?
Yes.
I rolled
you can
a-
add part-time pigeon keeper, actually.
I got a 20.
You could probably add spirits, maybe? Okay. That'll make it 19.
I got nat 1. So, never mind.
A low number.
Oh, and I forgot my
So a total of
skills
10.
plus 1, 21.
Okay.
16.
Doc, notices something a bit amiss with one of the bodies. It has no signs of wounds on it at all. The guy's just dead.
Oh, okay.
You can't find an apparent cause, which to you suggests magic.
Alright. I didn't do it, I swear.
Do we know if the air elves do any sort of magic like that?
They cast magic, but usually it's druidic-y kind of magic, like summoning animals, throwing lightning bolts, making the earth grab you, making plants animate and attack things.
Very odd.
It's usually not subtle like that.
My total was 16. Is that high?
16 is pretty low.
Do you tell us this, or
Yeah,
do you just...
I tell everyone.
This is hard.
When he points out the body, this was a check to see if you notice while you're carting a bunch of bodies.
Yeah.
When he points this out to you, Perry, I'm actually not going to make you roll. This reeks of necromancy. Life just draining out of somebody is hallmark necromancy. You didn't encounter any necromancers in that fight.
No, not at all.
You're not sure how that happened.
Which direction does the water flow?
Unless
Flows.
I mean,
If
there's
you
any
cross
like
the river this
bite
way,
marks
does it flow
on the
into
guide,
that place?
claw
I mean,
marks.
there's totally
It
not
flows
one
out of the
hidden
marsh.
in our
Out of the
party
place?
at all.
Yeah, the marsh
Not
is
at
that
all.
place. Flows away from there to the ocean.
Like, you know,
Okay.
potentially the
So,
guy who
are we
was
still close
doing
enough
some
to the water?
crazy crap at night.
Yeah, you're on the shoreline.
Alright,
Don't know. We don't know that.
I'm going to take a sample.
Okay. You have a bottle of water.
Okay.
Just ordinary water.
Well, he doesn't know yet. He hasn't done any kind of tests on it.
I'm gonna ask Connor about that. I'm assuming Doc has told us all about it. Yeah, I'm gonna ask him. Hey, Connor. Anything worry about that?
Is that normal?
Well, what are you asking?
Like, oh, why do you think that might happen, Connor?
Why does he think a body would just drop dead?
Yeah,
He'll say,
seems kind of weird.
he's not a mage.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
How
still-
would I know?
I'm still
Is basically what he's saying.
Like you'll say, I don't know, magic?
Alright.
in the big
It's not a
stone,
disease.
on the thing of water, I'm going to detect the magic to see if it has any traces.
There are traces of magic in it. There are slight traces of diabolic magic. There are also some traces of druidic magic from the druids slinging spells around. Water tends to soak up magic quite a bit. It's kind of like radiation that way.
Can you sense any more diabolic magic
It
coming
does
from?
not contain any necromantic energy, though.
Just like a little bit of trace pollution from west of us, for no reason at all.
It's got a bit of hell in there, you know.
Land feature.
It's
Normal
like,
land
it's
feature.
like that Perrier that has like the sulfury kind of smell.
Trace
Yeah, the
amounts
reason
of.
wizards all look really old in fiction isn't because they have to spend a really long time learning magic. They just get aged really quickly by radiation poisoning.
And all that lead that they have to touch.
22. Wow.
Magic resistant?
I will also say that Babel swirling around the water, you can actually take some of that water with you if you'd like.
Yay!
Each of you can get a healing potion, basically.
Woohoo! I say thank you to
Slightly hellish healing potion.
mystery hellish.
It's a
effect.
very slight impurity.
It's a hint of hell.
It's like when you buy a bottle of water and it says it contains like 0.3% arsenic.
Or like
You're like,
vitamin water.
How much arsenic is too much arsenic?
Can I try to magically purify it?
You could try. Cleric might have a better go at magically purifying something.
Well, basically, I'm kind of hoping to roll a 1 and see if something funny happens.
It turns into Kool-Aid.
Ah, 13.
You manage to sort of shake the bottle of water for a while and you purify it down. You actually get a little tiny fragment of what looks like some sort of red stone, which you sort of decant off. It looks like a bit like a piece of sulfur.
Is there
I
a
saw
dragon
this.
nearby?
Is this valuable or just something I can just check?
It's sulfur. Whether or not you
Can be
consider it
used in
valuable
explosives.
is business.
Sulfur explodes?
Sulfur burns
Burns.
when combined with charcoal and saltpeter and a lengthy process. It becomes gunpowder.
Alright, so I'll just
But you
toss
don't know
it
how to
and cast
make
spark on it.
It bursts into flame.
And
A tiny little face appears and goes, and then disappears. Smoke spray. Don't even worry about it.
I try to purify my thing of water.
Sure, you do it very easily.
Alright.
Cleansing hellish taints is a pretty basic
clean mine
cleric
too.
skill.
I don't want any
Yeah,
trace
sure, I
elements
clean
of...
the whole party, so
You guys are no fun.
I don't know what you just did to yours, but do it
Well,
to mine too.
technically we all bathed in it.
That's
Yeah,
true.
you did slog through it.
Yeah, yeah.
Evidently, it's not killing you,
No, just
as
a little
far
bit.
as you know.
As far as we know, it's more like one of those like where if you have continued exposure to this, it gives you cancer. I guess.
So Elodie does not contract dysentery. The rest of you totally do. You're just shitting liquid fire all day.
Sorry,
It's
guys.
terrible.
It's terrible.
It's just the worst.
My con modifier should be able to stop that.
Can I just hide a wormhole up there and just put it somewhere?
Where do you put it?
In that island where those guys
30
popped
feet
out.
to the west.
Just everywhere you go, just periodically, just dump in the woods somewhere.
Aww.
It's like the most horrendous trail of breadcrumbs ever.
I'm going to
Yeah.
accept this.
Make sure it's like downwind from us. Sheesh.
Yeah.
Well, you're moving.
No,
so
I
you're
mean-
constantly
Yeah.
going away from it.
I guess that's okay.
Now that Doc's up, I'm actually gonna tell him what happened with what I suspect happened with Connor the night he was knocked out. Like where he I feel like he went off into the forest to do some business for some reason.
Like go pee, you mean?
Are you telling anyone else in the party about this?
Just
I'm pretty sure Perry kind of knows, but I think
I was totally
Never
asleep
assume
that night.
Perry knows anything.
He was busy
No,
catching
yeah,
a
no,
spider.
He thinks he's a wizard.
Applause.
He's clearly deranged.
yeah, I'll tell the whole party. I'll just be like, yeah, I think Connor may have been the one who tried to grab his ruby.
The first time somebody went for it.
You
fake
mean
ruby.
you mean a dwarf going for a kick-ass looking gemstone seems kind of weird, and a dude going to maybe pee in the bush in the middle of the night also seems kind of weird.
He just
I'm just saying,
he
you
seemed
know.
to be avoiding things, and I suspect there may be weird influences going on. And Doc would know what I'm
That
talking
is
about specifically.
incredibly vague.
Yes.
It is
No, it
incredibly
is
vague.
because I have no hard evidence, so I have to it's just like I have weird feelings.
Here's the thing.
Feel free to spitball ideas.
Because it's a worthless stone, I don't have it. So I can't,
No, I know. I'm just saying it's weird. Weird stuff
Technically,
going
the
on.
spider ran off with it.
Hey Doc, can you kind of
stuff
keep
going
an
on.
eye on Connor since you speak Dwarvish? Like, see if he's going off in the middle
Also-
of the night doing Dwarvish
also,
things.
you
that
remember-
I wouldn't assume he's like,
You
it's just
remember
Dwarvish.
the thing I saw, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
You
be
mean
wary
the-
of that.
You mean the VISION?
Wait, hold on. What was
Yeah.
the original vision again?
Did I tell these guys?
Which original one?
The one that was near the mansion. during
Oh,
the
okay.
fire
Yeah,
and
no,
stuff?
it was a beam of there was chaos in
Bunch
there's a
of
bunch of
dwarves
doors running
running
around,
fighting each other.
upside down crown, then a beam of light shone down on Connor.
Where was the light originating?
The sky.
That's normally a good sign, right?
Did that
Normally.
seem kind of diabolical to you?
No.
Well then.
The other dream seemed very
A
diabolical.
bunch of dwarves killing each other could be diabolical.
I mean, diabolical in the sense that they're diabolist. My second vision was quite in that sense. So yeah, beware. Actually, I did tell the party about that vision. That's just what I'm worried about. Oh, whatever. Keep an eye out.
So yeah, you keep an eye on him to see if he does anything weird.
Oh yeah.
No, you see, that light was just Perry shining a beam of light. That's the one moment by a complete accident.
Kill this guy.
Dear God. Yeah. All right. I take over my original position in the caravan.
Outrider. Okay.
Now we have a lot more caravans than we have people, don't we?
Technically, you have basically 2 dwarves per wagon, plus Connor.
And me?
Yes, and you. You sort of count. Most of you is a dwarf.
I'm just wondering if
Part of you is a robot.
I'm just wondering if I'm in the 2 dwarves per wagon.
No, we had 10 like NPC dwarves. If you
Okay.
Some of them are pretty badly hurt.
All right.
So they should be
healed
riding
whoever I-
in it instead of driving it.
It would not be unreasonable to assume that Connor and or Doc are driving wagons as well.
Yeah.
Also, any of you lazy bastards can do that.
No, I'm just gonna sit inside and.
It doesn't require a check to run
No.
driving wagon.
I mean, I have my horse.
Yeah.
You're not gonna
Yeah.
replace Susan,
It's not my horse.
right? The wagon is a bit slower going then. You're gonna add a day.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Like, there's a wagon that only has 1 horse.
Yeah.
Right.
It's gonna
And then
be
you're
moving
riding on
slower.
your own horse.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I'll put my horse with the cart in the back.
Your horse is not a draft horse, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah. Okay. I'll put my horse in the back one. And I'll sit in that cart.
So you guys are heading out. It's yet another glorious day on the trip full of people who are horribly sick and or bleeding to death. And or
Can I be in the wagon where there's nobody else with dysentery? Come on. This is like.
No, you can't, because everybody's
you
got
can
it.
ride with Connor. He doesn't have dysentery.
Oh yeah, yeah,
also ride
okay.
with me, I'm
Or
not
maybe like
putting
a
off
sick
any
person,
spells.
or like an injured
You know
person.
what?
You could ride with Perry. Technically, he's not giving off any unusual odor.
Yeah,
He
you
just
just kind of
looks-
sidle
he
over to
just
like this
looks
magical
very
portal every now and then.
uncomfortable.
Yeah,
And occasionally he sort of shifts in his
shifts
seat.
a
Goes,
little bit,
Actually, you know what I'm doing?
just go.
grunts a little bit.
I'm actually going into wolf form, and I'm
that'll
gonna,
improve the spell.
and I'm going to be prowling next to where the caravan's moving, but whilst in the jungle.
Technically, you don't have to mark that off because at the end of the last fight, you were in wolf form.
Oh,
Yes. I don't think you did anything that would necessitate you
No.
turning back. So
Cool.
you can just loaf around.
yeah. I'm just gonna like my
Especially
horse
since
is
you're
hooked
not
up
riding
already.
a horse.
Yeah, my horse is hooked up already. I'll just be off to the side, kind of like stalking next to it. Yeah.
Roll to see if you still come near the
Now,
thing.
the downside to traveling through this area is you're approaching Forge, which is where the orcs are currently assaulting. You might run into a few of them. So what are you guys doing to avoid orc assault?
I got it.
I'm sniffing
I am
them out.
going to put dwarven insignias all over your coat.
My
What?
coat.
He's a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Coats.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's what-
Why?
Putting dwarven insignias?
No, you know, property of the dwarven king.
And how's that gonna, you know,
How does that
get the?
discourage
Yeah.
orcs from
Bite
attacking
You'll be like,
you?
oh look!
orcs! I thought you meant
Orcs.
Orcs.
Yes.
No,
I bite
orcs.
The
you
orcs
if you
that are
do
currently
that.
assaulting Forge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll
There
bite
aren't many of them south of the city, but there are a few.
Yeah, if you tried to do
sorta
that, I
everywhere.
would have bit the crap out of you.
I suggest we take whatever scrap wood we could and write war on it and put it on the side of our caravans.
I will give you a +1 to avoid orcs.
So yeah, I'm just gonna try and use my.
I'll give
backwards.
you +2 if you paint the wagons red.
Yes.
You have to paint the wagons good.
You have
We
a
got plenty of
wizard.
blood, right? We
Yep.
can just.
Can we decorate our carts with
All
dead
the orcs
bodies?
just look at him like, oh,
We
we'll
are
never
not
catch
reavers,
that.
please.
I was gonna say, can we decorate our carts with dead bodies? And just,
Good.
And just like,
It's gonna give you
Our
a penalty on
dwarves?
your
No,
avoid
thank
disease
you.
roll, though.
Yeah,
put,
no.
put a cannon on top one of the carts.
You don't have a cannon.
Or
Can you just
I
like
could cast an
illusion this?
illusion.
Yeah, please.
Could
I'm
do that.
going to cast an illusion to make this stuff look more orcish, so maybe they'll leave us alone.
Charisma, I guess.
And an orcish
Plus wizardry back.
smell?
Do you have anything that gives a bonus to charisma?
No.
I'm a fairly charismatic individual. I can help you out.
So can I like sniff out where the orcs might be?
You can certainly do that, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll be at the head of the pack then.
15.
Alright. You get a passable illusion of the caravan being decorated in dwarven skulls and pikes and whatnot. The downside is the skulls look kind of cheap, like almost like they might be made of
Plastic Halloween skulls?
Some of them are sort of grinning, like they might be some sort of ornament.
Yeah, we'll be fine as long as we don't get too
You
close.
haven't actually seen a lot of skulls in your day-to-day life. You have seen a few plastic ones on Halloween, so you're sort of basing them off that, but trying to make them look scarier. As a result, they look kind of weird.
We don't know this, I guess.
Then again, orcs are dumb, but if there's one thing they do know, it's what a skull looks like.
That's a good point.
As long as they don't get too close,
This is true.
and they don't have binoculars.
Alright. Let's see how we do at avoiding orcs.
Oh.
Yeah, 18 on the 16. So you actually do smell a pack of orcs. Some sort of patrol of them coming by. Patrol is a very loose term in orc
Yeah.
culture. It's basically 4 orcs with pikes. And when I say pikes, I do mean swords and knives that looted from the battlefield, essentially lashed to sticks. One of them basically has like a butcher's hook and a meat
Yeah.
cleaver just tied to the end of a stick.
It's gonna come off in the
He
middle of
refers to
battle,
it as the
isn't it?
killamajig.
Yeah.
Well, once it comes off, you just beat them to death with the stick.
It's always still. a
But I mean,
weapon.
it's gonna go like flying in an arc in a random
Well, that's his ranged
direction.
weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's occasionally it becomes a ranged weapon.
Got him!
Get a killamajig!
Its true range weapon is just like putting a skull on it and launching it like a catapult.
Yeah, yeah. Random damage.
It does 1d4 times 1d4. Anyway, these little group of orcs, you manage to devise a way to sort of detour as far away from them as possible, but you do end up inside of them for a while, but they notice pointy spikes and skulls everywhere, and they see this big sort of thing that says "Wog" on the side of it, and they're like, "Whoa, oh, that looks like one of ours, but it looks cool. We should totally go ride that thing." And the other one nudges the other and goes, look at it, it's red. There's no way we're gonna catch that. We'll never catch up to it." They go,
Too much effort.
and they go off to, I don't know, kick a goblin somewhere. One of them punts a goblin for no reason.
He carries one around just for like
He
when he
just
feels
carries
upset.
one
He's
around
like,
and just drop kick it periodically.
Are we close enough to hear this?
Them talking?
Yeah.
I think we tried to steer clear of them.
Basically, I'm wondering if
They're
I've
not
heard...
speaking common, but you know enough Orcish to work it out.
Basically, I'm trying to figure out about the red comment. Because if so,
Oh,
putting flames on these things.
is this like an in-character, out-of-character thing? Out of character, it's a Warhammer 40,000 Warhammer reference, but apart from that, in Warhammer 40,000, the Orc faction, if their vehicles are painted red, they get a speed bonus.
Yeah.
If I hear him saying, "I want to put flames on this thing," I go, "You're stupid." Stealth.
No. Decals.
You don't have stealth.
You want like
You're 6
flame
Decoration.
stickers.
I understand,
You
but
want
you know,
flame
putting
stickers
fire
on our wagons.
on
Yes.
a wagon.
Do you also want
It's
speeding
worse
stripes,
setting
like
them on
racing
fire.
stripes?
I mean,
No,
making
they
them
probably
look like
have
they're
no
on
idea
fire. You know,
He's
illusory
like
fire.
painting them with fire spray.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like making it into a hot rod.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I was making like I don't. It's Perry. You know, you never know.
This is true. Anyway, so you guys travel for a couple more days until eventually you, just over the crest of a ridge, you can see the entrance to the great city of Forge.
Hooray!
Forge is like a heavily fortified wall around what looks like a strip mine pit. It's like a descending spiral that just goes down into
One of
the
those
ground.
like open excavation sites.
The illusion is shoddy enough that they're smart enough to tell that this is not actually orc.
Well, we're gonna have to
there's
turn
that,
it off.
And there's also the fact that you can just shout hi at them in dwarf. At which point they're going to go,
I'm so confused.
maybe we should actually listen to them before we shoot.
And you know, there's two really
Also,
important
you're a train
dwarves.
of wagons.
Yeah, there's two very important dwarves with us who will probably go, "Open up the gates."
Speak
It's
friend and
these
enter.
people.
I mean, there's going to be some security checkpointing, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you know, we may not be the first caravan that's painted ourselves to look like orc wagons to go through the forest.
They pretty much assume that if orcs are going to try and assault their
They're not
fortress
gonna come
with
in.
wagons covered in skulls, they wouldn't do it in single file at a leisurely pace. And orcs are not known for subterfuge. Hi, we're the Dwarven Trade Caravan, and this is our giant wolf. Don't mind him. He's cool, don't worry.
He's housebroken,
Mostly.
mostly.
Dysentery goes off. Yeah. Except for
yes.
that. Yeah, except for that.
Some bad meat.
Didn't we all boil our water before we drank it?
Apparently not.
Apparently not.
You don't get to pass out in a river
I guess
and
not.
not drink some of the
I
water.
guess so, yeah.
To be fair, most rivers are pretty much okay to
I
drink.
passed out on the beach part.
Your
Water.
mouthful of the moist
Yeah.
sand.
You just
That'll
went like
get
this
you
into
too.
the sand, and just like, yeah.
That'll get you.
That's worse.
Licking sand on a beach is not better.
There was a
If anything, it's worse.
There was a stagnant pool of water where your face fell. Which is the worst thing you can put your face into.
The stagnant water.
Yeah.
It's not the worst thing you can put your face into.
Well, I
I'm pretty
mean,
sure a fire pit would be a worse thing to put your
Acid.
face into.
Acid. A pool
That
of
and
acid.
dung pile.
Board with a nail in it.
Lots of worse things than dysentery. That's true.
Shark's
Mouth,
mouth.
skull. Shark's mouth.
Yeah.
Anyway, you make your way up to the gates of Forge. After some introductions and crosstalk back and forth, you are let in. Your wagon trundles in through the gates.
Oh, I play my songs. We drive through.
You're gonna play your song about Connor being awesome.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. Roll charisma.
10
Plus whatever
plus
party
8.
back then.
18 plus 5, 23.
Cool. You sing a pretty damn bitchin' song.
He's so cool.
The
Even
dwarves at the gate, you know, they're pretty stoked, but a couple of them are actually sort of tapping their foot along with it.
I put out like a
They
donation.
sort of stop when they notice they're doing it.
Yeah.
Like, keep sort of tapping the feet
Oh yeah, just has to be like subtle
It's a groovy
propaganda.
More propaganda. Connor approves of your propaganda.
Go Connor.
Black and rose.
Something awesome.
So awesome.
Something that rhymes with awesome.
Possums.
Yeah, that would be if we rolled like a 2. You guys travel down the winding spiral of the strip mine down to the actual open tunnels, which are fortified with yet more stone walls and doors. You are now in the great city of Forge.
Do we still have our dragon claw that does the cool stonework magic?
I think he does, yeah.
Oh, yes.
First thing you guys notice as you enter the city is there's lots of dwarves who are sort of bustling about, airs of activity and important work to be done. You can all give me some kind of check you feel pertains to working out what's going on in the city.
Alright.
Spoiled rich kid.
Like, tell me what you're doing
Streetwise.
and how you're getting sort of a handle on what's going on.
I try to put like a like an improv kind of gig. It's like get around, like okay, give me a suggestion of like current events, what's happening, who's the coolest guy in the city, what was the funniest thing that happened all week last week.
I'm actually gonna hop in the cart. I'm gonna hop in one of the carts so that I'm hidden away and I'll go back to elf form.
Okay.
And I've smuggled in all my gear.
They didn't take your gear away.
I know.
But your allies.
It prevents any, investigations.
Investigations.
Quote unquote.
Quote unquote. Air
They were
quotes.
confused about the magic spoon. But they're like, whatever, man.
Behold!
You want a magic spoon? You got yourself out.
You just go around showing me your magic spoon.
What'd you get through the performance?
With charisma and temple priestess, 25.
Yeah, you give an absolutely banging performance. It's full house turnout. Pretty much
Whoa.
everyone who is loitering around stops. You actually gonna earn some money for that. I'm gonna say
Woo!
100 gold worth of cash.
Wow.
Whoa!
25 is the ridiculously hard DC.
Woohoo!
I was gonna say I just talked to some
we
merchants.
are going to the executive suite today at the inn, whatever the equivalent of that would be.
You learn that currently the big news in the city is that with the Low King's death, there's no central leadership. What they have instead is a bunch of generals who each think they know the best way to win the war. They're convening in a war council later this afternoon. It's basically closed except to generals, important war heroes, and representatives from the large dwarven families.
We
Let's
have
say
both
with
of
the
those
25, you know that the biggest conflict going on right now is that some of the generals think that what they should do is just wall themselves in, turtle up, and wait for the orcs to basically fall to infighting. Their detractors point out that with the Orc Lord leading them, that's unlikely to happen.
Like if it was just random bands
Like if
of
it was
orcs.
just a bunch of orcs, sure, but the Orc Lord is basically someone who they'll follow essentially into hell, often literally, because he is literally the meanest, toughest son of a bitch around, and none of the other orcs think they even have a slimmest chance in hell of beating him. As such a siege would take a very long time,
To
at
outlive,
least.
yeah.
And with the current, with the Undermarch collapse, they don't think they have the supplies to carry out something like that. The other side is mostly in favor of trying to push through the current orc defenses, which are minimal. Orc defense is sort of an oxymoron. It's more that they keep attacking, and as such, you don't have time to do other things. The strongest proponent for turtling up is Benedict Black Anvil, the current head of the Black Anvil clan. I'm going to say he's the family representative for the Black Anvils at the War Council. I'm going to say you also know Gabriel Armor Crusher, who is the general of the topside infantry forces. And currently he's on the fence about the situation.
Okay, so who's for just pushing through and getting out there and fighting?
You're not sure. Lots of the dwarves are for it. You're not sure which of the generals are for it.
Okay.
Well, the rest of you.
I'm gonna talk to the people from the streetwise.
Streetwise it up, merchants.
I was gonna say before she even mentioned the concert. I was gonna try to find a way into who's in charge of try to figure out who's in charge of the military through basically talk with the guard and work my way up through.
Sure. You can give me whatever stat you think applies, plus your war veteran background would definitely help you here.
Yeah,
27.
I'm wondering between wisdom or charisma.
It would be charisma.
Okay, so Yeah, so that would be
You,
25.
talking to merchants, you find a couple of things out. You know that,
I'm Merchant Princeton, by the way.
okay, you learn a couple of things. You learn that Anya Craghammer is the representative from the Craghammer clan. She is in favor of pushing through the orc defenses.
Okay.
You know that the two of the members of the War Council currently are heavily in favor of pushing through the defenses. Soren Goodbolt, who leads the city's war mages, and Anya Craghammer, who's the representative of the Craghammer family. You know, however, that why they're falling into a bit of a conflict is they disagree about what they should be pushing for. Soren wants to take a place called Sellers Tower, which is basically behind the orc lines. It's a large old mages tower. He wants to get the city's mages up there, wait till the orcs push forward to attack, and then shoot at them from behind and break their line.
Yep.
Anya Craghammer wants to retake Fort Lear, which is another sort of similar to Forge. It's basically like another walled-in pit mine.
Yeah.
It's further to the east. It would possibly allow them to access the old tunnels that would lead to actually the Elven lands to open relations with the Elf Queen and hopefully get another supply line running.
Okay.
You also learn, to your dissatisfaction, that one of the Iron Haunts is of course present in the War Council.
Yeah, I was
In
going
the
to
War
ask about that.
Council.
You learn that it's someone named Hilda Ironhaunt.
Because that's important. They're not all the same.
It is important because you've heard that name before.
Hilda.
That was the Ironhaunt you saved in the cathedral. She's evidently not dead.
And she didn't pay us?
Apparently.
Ha!
And more of interest to you is the fact that she got here somehow.
Yeah, you want to know... Wait, first of all...
Could ask Perry.
First of all, you want to know why she didn't pay us? She probably talked to the other Iron Haunts.
Oh, well, you know.
Putting that out there.
Certainly a possibility.
Certainly a possibility.
What'd you get?
I got 25.
Cool.
Wow.
25?
We're all just
Some all roll banging.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You actually.
Basically, I'm the representative of the Stark family.
Oh yeah. You can be. Currently, Robert Stark, one of your relatives, is tipped.
Well, no relations.
Well, yeah, obviously. I was gonna say your dad, but I'm like, I don't want to just declare who your family is. So I just like defaulted to just saying relative, and then I realized after I said it was really stupid. Yes, Robert Stark is currently being suggested as the one to go to the meeting. He's fairly young though, and the thing is, the Stark family doesn't have much of a swayed opinion on what they should be doing for war tactics. Like, they build war machines, so they're basically fine with whatever plan is decided on. They're basically split. Some of them like the turtle plan, some of them want to push through. So there's no real cohesive plan coming out of the Stark family. Robert Stark will tell you that he could probably get you into the meeting, because you're heroes of Anvil.
Alright.
He also says that basically, if you guys have a plan, he'll back you.
Alright.
Like, because he looks pretty young, bit inexperienced. Like, he's very clearly out of his element here.
More of an engineer than a...
He wants to go back to building tanks. He's, you know... He's got this kick-ass one with crab legs. He hasn't worked out all the kinks yet. It still occasionally tries to murder him.
And walk sideways.
It's always walking sideways.
Always walk
It's harder to hit that way.
Like Space
He
Invaders.
has straight forwards.
Reverse direction, lower altitude.
You also learn the names of the other generals who are present. There's Gabriel Armor Crusher, who's in charge of the topside forces. Frontline infantry, basically. Liliana Low Mountain is in charge of sapping and countermining. She's in favor of the turtle plan, obviously. Soren Goodbolt is the leader of the mages. He wants to retake the tower. And there's also Grant Battlebuilder, who is in charge of the war priests. He's also, again, much like Robert Stark, he's kind of fine with whatever people decide to do. He's in charge of patching up the wounded. He doesn't really care what they decide to do.
I'd say the turtle plan would work if they didn't have the orc lord.
Or directions where to
Maybe if...
Have you not seen Pacific Rim? Walls never work.
Maybe check out a map. Or see
I actually
if
haven't
they
seen that
have
one
to,
yet.
you know,
Attack on Titan? Walls never work.
And I rolled a 20.
It's a good movie.
Cool.
Nice.
This is just the evening of bitch and rolls.
They build a wall, and then literally like
you
5
actually
minutes
learn-
later after it's done,
you
it's
travel
just
to a nearby sort of the Magic Academy,
gone.
which is
It's like,
run by mostly by members of the Good Bolt family, which is a fine name for mages, the Good Bolts.
The good ones.
That was a good bolt. That was a good one too. They're all good with me. Unless they're flying at my face.
Bad rolls.
Then they're dead ones.
Then they're very You lose a recovery.
Percival, curse you!
Percival pats you on the back.
I bring my own drum set.
So my idea was, maybe if we go with the turtle plan, but first we need to send a small strike force to assassinate the Orc Lord.
Basically, everyone in the city is in favor of assassinating the Orc Lord. They just have no idea how.
What kind of a fellow is he? Is he likely to take up a like an open challenge?
Oh yeah, he's taken up many open challenges from many dwarves. None of them have come back.
Yeah.
He continues to lead the.
any open challenges against multiple opponents at the same time?
Yep.
Alright.
Several.
Alright.
Basically, all of the leaders of every orc tribe have banded together and tried that once. He barely got a scratch. Like he's an icon.
Basically, what I think you need to do is to dilute his concentration of his forces. So he needs to have more than one thing to worry about. So there's less orcs in one place at one time. So if he wants to deal with one thing, he has to move forces over there. But then if he moves all of them, then none of them will be over here. So there'd be less concentration. So it'd be easier to kill.
One thing you do learn in talking to the mages is that when the Orc Lord is not a strategist. Like, his most impressive talent is the fact that he can get hordes of orcs under his banner and actually work together at all. Like, there isn't much in the way of cohesive tactics. The orcs more or less do whatever they want, which is usually charge at the nearest fortification screaming with an axe. His forces are kind of spread thin as it is, which is why it might be possible to punch through their line pretty easily. If you could find a way to widen his war front, though, like if you got the elves involved, more than they already are. Currently what the Elven Queen and her forces are doing is basically just avoiding the orc patrols, because they're not really hard to hide from.
Being elves in the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my second idea would have
Being
been
elves
to
in the forest who
retake
specialize in
the.
illusion, magic, and enchantments.
My
Tries
second
to walk this way and decides, I want to go back now. Sorry?
My second idea would be to retake the supply line through the elves and maybe hopefully improve relations with them.
Retake Fort Lear. Robert Stark will totally argue for that if you want to bring him over.
What about the Emperor? Has he wanted to do anything about the
The
Orc?
Emperor has actually been sending troops. There are a few humans kicking around in Forge. Most of them look injured, shockingly.
Shockingly.
With the Undermarch collapsed, that line is drying off, unless you can get the overland route open again. Connor will actually take you aside there, Regolith, and ask you if it's possible to get the big scary water lady to ferry wagons across the river.
Probably pretty easily if you promise to pay her in shiny things, which I'm assuming you dwarves can get into order pretty quick.
This is when you say shiny things, you mean like gems?
No, like
Really have to be
literally,
valuable.
Like-
literally, like just if it's just plate armor that's just polished. Not even plate armor,
Or
just like
shiny glass
pieces of metal
beads.
that you polish to be shiny.
Yep.
That's good enough. I can put a good word in, and try and open up the communications.
He suggests you do that.
Okay.
He's got himself a plan now.
I go over to
His
like
forge has an abundance of broken equipment,
I go over to a fountain.
which they can clean pretty easily.
Yeah, I go to a fountain and be
There's a
like,
fountain in town.
they want to give you shiny stuff for services rendered.
More
Hooks up. She's a little small sprite.
Yeah.
Hooks up.
Yeah. This is Connor. You remember Connor?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can talk to him.
He's the funny guy.
Yeah. He wants you to ferry some stuff over across some rivers in exchange for lots of shiny metal.
Kind of stuff.
You see the book?
a
Pro tip,
collection
don't
of
say shiny metal.
no.
Goods.
Shiny goods.
No.
How about like
No.
collection of like
I'm assuming you banned Perry from this conversation.
No, he's not in this conversation.
No, he's not.
I can't see the book.
Did the dwarves make any sort of like shiny Christmas ornaments? Because they're like made cheaply in a lot of quantity and designed to be as sparkly and gaudy as looking as possible. Does Babel like
No, so
Christmas
yeah,
ornaments?
So I'll say like she does.
Where are the
But-
orcs?
We're here.
No, where are the orcs originally? This way?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
Are
so I was like
they just
like
focused on this, or are they?
We're
dealing
just
with
kind of
this
in
too?
the path.
They're reckoned in the Hellmarsh too.
just some cloths and stuff, Babel. You know, stuff. But they'll give you shiny metals to do it.
But how am I gonna carry stuff? I won't find you.
You'll be big when you go. Like it'll be in a river, so you'll be real big.
Oh, that river.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That
Yeah.
was fun.
Electro punching people would be fun.
I don't know how that. Something hit me in the back.
And then
Perhaps some guy with a habit of shooting people in the back with magical effects. This is
Yeah.
Tom. Who says that? I don't know who that could have been.
no
Some
idea.
sort of lightning effect
No
happened
idea.
too after that.
I have no clue. But yeah.
Tom is avoiding the Magic College.
So yeah. Yeah, Babel. If you could do that, that'd be great.
Yeah, she can work that out.
All right. After that's done, I actually want to go to the smithing.
So how far
District.
away would you say that the tower is compared to the other fortress? What directions? The Mage
Fort
Tower
Lear,
and the
Fort
fortress.
Lear versus Sellers Tower. They're both very near Fort.
They're very near.
Yeah, they're within like less than a day's walk.
I'd like to go to the smithing district to talk to people.
It's pretty slim. There aren't
Okay.
many smiths here. It looks like most of the smithing is done in Anvil.
Okay.
The ones that are here look like they're very much battlefield patch repair kind of shops.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just go to like people that specialize in armors, and I just ask them about if anybody new has arrived in this area to work in this district recently.
Looks like
Maybe a guy named Lars.
Or Hilda. When did Hilda get here?
No.
No.
most of them don't really recognize anyone who came recently,
Okay.
because it was actually a year odd ago
Yeah.
that he came up here. But I mean, there are a few that came around that time. You do, however, find someone does recognize the name Lars, and he says it was probably nothing, but he was pretty sure that one of the guys that works there, Bjorn Larkin.
Okay.
There was a guy who showed up at his shop once who called him Lars,
Okay.
and after that he closed up shop and didn't reopen it for a couple of days.
All right.
And he figured it was just a nickname, or he was just corrupting his last name.
Yep. Okay. All right. Cool. Do I know where Bjorn's shop is?
Yeah. Okay. It's like it's a shop. It's
I'll
not-
bring Perry there later.
Now here's an idea. Instead of trying to kill the Orc
Larkin's
Lord,
lenses.
what about if we challenge him, but say that we're going to fight him somewhere really far away, so it takes a long time to get there? I mean, they're not really smart, right? So if Orc Lord is far away,
Travels,
then
really
the orcs that
far.
are here will be prone to infighting since they don't have their leader around.
It's possible. You would have to come up with a pretty good reason why he would go out of his way over there. Because, I mean, orcs are two things. They're stupid and impatient. Like, if you told him to walk for like 6 days somewhere, he'd be like, fuck you, dude. Either come fight me like a man or go home. Like, if you come up with a good reason a good way to get him to actually do that, you probably could. He does like fighting people.
Ask Perry. Hey Perry, I need you to. Actually, ask the entire party. Can you guys come with me for a bit? I think I found a lead on those people. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, those people.
Incidentally, Connor's going to go off to visit one of the temples.
Yeah.
He's tired of hanging around with you scribs.
Like a regular temple or a
those-
special, suspicious-looking temple?
The temple of his god.
So yeah. Yeah.
You know, I've completely forgotten why my character was supposed to come to Forge.
To attend the coronation
Of your
Yes.
kind.
of your fallen king. And the crowning of the new one.
Right.
Yeah. So, okay, let's go, guys. So I bring him to Lars's.
You know, if you assassinated like 130 people, you actually have a shot at getting the throne.
I'm okay
It'd be
with.
real bloody.
I'm okay with that too. But no, yeah. So I bring him to Larkin's place, and I go, hello.
Is this a mountain?
That, yes. It's a very, very large mountain.
Now, Dragonwood.
Yeah, it breaks up into the overworld.
Does it actually have dragons?
Dragonwood? Yeah.
I go,
Lots.
Green dragons, black dragons, fair number of dragons in there.
I say hello to the shopkeeper.
Bjorn?
I go, are you Bjorn?
You all going there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he told us to come with.
I guess I'm going there. I'm also carrying a map.
Perry has been roped into doing it. When you dropped off the scroll, the dwarf who took it from you basically just looked at the ceiling and just walked into the back room with it. Dropped off. Thank you for your time.
That's it? No, like, no reward whatsoever.
He's a courier.
I guess so.
He's already paid.
Yeah.
I thought I was supposed to hand it over to the person.
Yeah, you did. You handed it over to the person who was supposed to take it.
The cleric
It's just
there.
that he didn't open it.
No, the clerk.
He just
yeah.
took it into the back somewhere. You're not sure why he didn't open it. Maybe he just didn't want to open it in front of you. Not sure.
You're not sure?
I don't know, well,
It can defend
The
itself.
scroll, meanwhile, is like, finally.
I don't have to deal with these chumps anymore.
Exactly.
Damn it. I fell in a river over this.
Oh, I was supposed to book a bunch of rooms for my mom and her sisters.
You can do that before we talk to the shopkeep. I'm
Yeah,
just
well, I'll
bringing
go
it.
do that later. I'll go pick up like a tourist guide.
No, you get it before. It's just we'll say you did it before,
I'll-
and
yeah.
then we go to the shopkeep.
Sure.
So we're at the shop. And I go, hello, are you Bjorn?
Aye lad. Bjorn Narkin.
We got something to show you. Hey Perry, show him the thing.
why are you waking up?
He's not going to take off his pants, is he?
No,
I've already had one customer like that today.
No,
I'm
sorry.
not going to have two.
no, sorry. Show him your ring.
I don't like the way this conversation's going.
Show him your ring.
Alright. just still holding my map, trying to figure things out.
He's just like,
Here it is. Yeah.
what about it? You need
You
it
ever
fixed?
seen something like that before?
You can see he looks a bit nervous.
We know about the men and the women, if you know what I'm saying. And
No idea.
and
Listen, I'm
we're
closing pretty
hey,
soon.
we also know about we also
I got this.
Alright.
Got this.
Alright.
Okay, so
He looks
maybe I might be
very
able
wary.
to give you some direction.
He's like moving towards the door,
so I
maybe.
like to bring down the map.
He is.
before.
He's basically saying that he's planning to close shop for the day and he's trying to get you to leave.
So I bring down the map, right, of the forge, and it's like I'm trying to find a good place to rest for the night, like a good quality inn. Do you think you might be able to know where I might be able to find one?
That is a fantastic inn just out that door. Hang a left. About 20 odd yards down, there's the Ogre's Respite. Fine inn, fine place. You know, should head over there now. I hear they book up rooms pretty quick. You want to get there early.
Okay.
Best you leave real quick. Beat the line, you know.
Not sure why
Like his
you,
eyes are like pleading, please leave.
Please leave.
not sure why you interrupted me for that. But okay.
Yeah, that was a vital distraction right there.
Alright. Okay, so we actually talked to some friends of yours before, back in Anvil.
I don't travel town.
Again,
We go.
we're here to help.
Oh, well, you know, the war effort could use all the help it could possibly get.
Yes. The war that not many people know about.
You know what, actually, he's basically going to play that off. He's like, everybody knows about the war. He heads back over to his counter and starts rummaging around.
Who did we talk to exactly about this guy? One of the ghosts, right?
Yep.
God damn it.
You didn't ask his name.
No, we had his name, I forgot it.
I think we had his name.
You have the armorer's name.
Yeah,
His real name's Lars Gerhart.
yeah.
You didn't ask the ghost.
Ah, crap. Ah, shit.
You know Finn. What's a member
Yeah.
of the Stone Sauce?
Yeah. Oh, crap.
Look,
I blurt out, a giant bug monster ate Vin.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
either he's going to go find us in a more secure position, or he's going to bolt.
At which point you can shoot him in the back.
Yep.
It's Tom again.
Say
He
no.
seems to be holding a grudge.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, yeah,
Poor Tom.
that's fair. He ran. It's my only way to stop him. I did that with the druid.
I solve my problems through violence.
All right, no, I'm. Is there any reason we can't talk here?
We're talking now, aren't
Hey,
we?
we're talking now, lad. I'm just saying. Yeah, you're talking crazy.
Is there anybody else who's not here listening to us?
Think so? You'd know better than I would.
Okay, I'm gonna be straight about
Sort
it.
of eyeing you with some suspicion.
I'm gonna be straight about it. It doesn't matter. We killed. Like, where's the book?
The genealogy book?
Yeah.
Harry has it, I think.
I want to break that out. Open it up, point to the question mark, and go.
Killed this
we
one,
killed
killed this one, killed this one, killed this one.
So, let us help.
What's the password?
We were not told one. We talked to your dead friend.
Which friend?
Then
Nope. The guy whose ring that was.
Balls.
Look inside
guy-
your
the
ring
guy
to
whose
see
ring
if
that
there's
was.
a name
Hey.
inside. I don't know, I didn't write it
forgot
down
to
either.
Some friend you are.
I forgot to ask.
There is no password.
Password. The password is password.
Password is friend.
No, your friend was more right. That isn't one. Well, the fact that you're all flubbering around and failing miserably at this tells me that you're probably not some of the Ironhawks hired.
Nope.
They tend to be able to afford better.
Yep.
Yep.
Like that last guy. Fuck that guy. He
What
was
happened?
crafty. He hunted me for 3 days.
Oh.
Got him.
Oh. The guy who walked in and called him Lars.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
They won't see him again. No, never again. You see, while you're on talking, you see what he was rummaging for was a crowbar to hit you with.
Yep.
Yep.
So, yeah. Like, I realize that your guys' mission is pretty much the hardest thing possible, but we're here to help you in any way we can.
Oh, what? You mean stopping an immortal family of people who just keep copying themselves forever, gaining more knowledge and power, while we just dwindle into nothing?
Yep.
Yeah, kind of a bitch.
Yep. So yeah, we're here to help. We took out the big guy.
Got one of them.
Oh yeah. I mean, the weird demon thing.
Yeah, he says that you took out one of them.
Oh,
One of them.
before it
That's not
hatched.
the first one of those that has shown up.
Oh. Well.
What, did they keep getting drunk and just suddenly look a lot more attractive?
To each other.
Baby fever.
Alright, so yeah, what can we do?
He'll tell you that, no, they don't keep getting drunk. Getting more attractive to each other. He'll tell you that the companions, which is what he refers to them as, hate each other with an all-consuming passion. They're only basically civil to one another in public. They, Stone Songs have worked out that they have killed one another with some regularity, although they're pretty good at covering it up. The non-Ironhawks that are actually in the estate, like people who they bring in to hire, work, or breed with, show signs of very skillful mental manipulation on close inspection. As such, they're rarely allowed out of the estate. Lars will also tell you that, from your point, figuring out why they keep having
Babies.
kids
Demon
at all,
childs.
if they hate each other so much, he'll tell you he has no idea why they do that. He doesn't even know why they have kids at all, considering that they always give birth to the other one. He's also surprised that any of them survive infancy and are smothered in their cribs.
Indeed.
He can tell you that their compound, basically, where most of them live here in Forge, is basically divided between a men's quarters and a women's quarters.
For
And
sensible
when a
reasons.
new one is born, they're basically immediately shunted to the other one and never looked at again.
Interesting.
Do the so when
He'll tell you
the
he can't figure out why they would keep hanging around each other if they hate each other so much, unless someone was forcing them to.
Okay, so
In the
there's one
genealogy-
big Papa one,
yeah.
for sure.
when they do meet and produce an offspring together. So if there's more than one, is it like regularly, like periodic? Like, is it every like certain number of years or generations?
He can tell you that basically any time they managed to destroy one of them, two of them got together and made another one. As of yet, he's never known of one to have successfully hatched.
So it's safe to assume that there's a baby Ironhaunt somewhere right now?
Possibly.
Pure-blooded Ironhaunt.
Horrible demon.
Horrible demon monsters. Okay. So, are there any active cells in this city right now?
I can tell you that he doesn't know. Ever since they busted the one he was part of, he's
Yeah.
sort of been hiding from them.
Yeah.
He's basically a bit out of the loop.
Okay.
There might be some, but he's not entirely sure.
Okay.
I think Hilda is onto us, though. I'm just saying.
I totally forgot that I didn't have to go up to him directly. There were dead drop locations I knew about.
Yep.
Oops.
You've put his life in danger. We should probably
Good job.
not expect to see Lars ever again.
Triple
Yeah,
Iron
it's
Hots
fine.
walks by. How's it going? You're like, ah, damn it.
Tips his hat, looks at him, just walks off.
Yeah, they're crafting that.
Oh.
Nah, man. We're just heroes of the anvil. It's fine. He's like, this guy's a great forger.
We're here to order a bunch of shiny baubles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would like a bunch of Christmas ornaments.
Yeah.
God, hear
like
them
just
better.
pure,
Bubbles for Babel.
pure,
Bubbles for
pure
Babel.
metal.
Bauble.
Pure metal.
Exactly.
That's fun to say. Babel
Yes.
Bubble.
And she can play with them in the river, like in her
It's
bath.
like Bubble Bubble.
Yeah. Babbles, bat bowls.
So, stainless steel.
Okay.
So what?
No, what if it's
It's a water
cheap?
sprite, right?
Oh.
The metal's just gonna rust.
That's true.
Why do you think they keep getting new shiny things?
Exactly.
The ones they have keep turning into crap.
That's why. That's exactly why we should not give her stainless steel stuff.
So
she
you
always
maintain
comes
the
back
so
in
you
a-
maintain the
Wow.
the demand.
Bribery market.
Yes.
Oh, my toys broke. I need new ones.
He can tell you as well that he doesn't know many of the other Stone Song members, but he has been keeping an eye on what the Iron Haunts are up to,
Okay.
just out of, personal curiosity and safety.
For sure. I get that.
He can tell you that they've been getting a lot of supplies shipped into their state recently.
Okay.
This is despite the loss of the Undermarch.
Okay.
So they apparently have some way of getting supplies into their estate.
Okay. Interesting.
Like a teleportation spell of some sort?
Yeah, that would work. They can tell you that they don't typically send people to the front lines very often.
Mm-hmm.
When they do, anyone they do send tends to die very quickly, which he thinks doesn't make a whole lot of sense, considering the man is incredibly skilled at weaponry and the woman has an incredibly masterful mage. So,
Well, they don't really care about.
no, they give zero shits about dying. There's also the fact that they're a lot more concerned about not giving themselves away than they are about dying.
Okay.
He can tell you that there was a weird event a couple of days ago where a bunch of spirits attacked their complex.
Ha!
The spirits were all destroyed by something. The Iron
Okay.
Haunts have been claiming it was ancient wards that are placed around their estate. Lars suspects it was just direct involvement with several master mages just working together to blow them all up.
Okay. That was on our part, by the way.
Oh, good on you. And it didn't work, but props for
Yeah.
trying.
Yeah.
Does Lars know when Hilda got into town? Directly
Hilda?
right after the.
He will tell you that she showed up in town about a day or so ago.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. So maybe not teleportation.
She gave it like she gave it some leeway time to start moving. And by start, I
He
mean
can tell you that the Iron Haunts are also hoarding food, and this has not gone unnoticed by the general
Yeah.
populace.
Okay.
And it has not been going over well with the general populace,
Yeah.
because hoarding food in the middle of a war is kind of a dick thing to do.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
indeed.
it's led to some pretty sharp criticisms of the family from most of the people in town. Lars can tell you he finds this very strange, considering how much emphasis they usually put on
Not
keeping their
drawing attention to
activities
themselves.
quiet and not drawing attention. So he figures they must have some really, really important reason for needing all that food.
Well, maybe they have a really, really hungry baby.
It's entirely possible.
That is entirely like what kind of food are we talking about?
Food.
Just
Meat, vegetables,
Okay.
beer, dwarven staples.
beer.
Well, beer is the first one.
Beer is the first one.
It's like the food pyramid. The bottom is just beer. That's their definition of grain.
Yeah.
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 No need for carbs when you have beer.
Are we sure it's not my drunk hypothesis? That they're
No. Well, they're dwarves. They don't
Not
get
even when they're
drunk.
drunk is how much they hate each other.
You can also all roll me a wisdom check. Anyone with a Healy medically background can add that.
19.
I got 25.
I rolled terribly.
Lars has the fairly wide open eyes and slightly bloodshot look of someone who does bloom.
Uh-huh.
That potent stimulant stuff that was shown.
We got some more from the river, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
You found some on on the druid.
And they're the ones making them in the first place.
As far as you can tell, yeah. You need
Okay.
something that'll keep him awake, alert, and reckless all night.
Okay. So what you're saying is we may need to figure out why they're hoarding all that food, and then potentially stop the thing that they're feeding. Theoretically.
He's just gonna say, "You don't have to do anything." Man.
Yeah, but for the good of the world, probably gonna have to do that. Crap. All right. Cool. Is there anything else we want to know from this guy?
No, just be careful.
Yeah. So
We all kind of marched in here.
I think
kind of
stuff's gonna go kind of crazy right about now.
might want
Things
to.
are already crazy around here, man.
Yeah. By the way, we are gonna order just a whole bunch of just take your
What can
scrap
we order
metal.
that would make this visit less
No,
suspicious?
yeah, just no.
Anything?
Just take all your scrap metal. If you could make it as polished and shiny as possible, and deliver it to the temple where Connor Black Anvil is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To X temple.
Yeah.
Sure. He'll go.
The
"You
Black
wanted
Anvil
an
family.
order that was not weird, right?"
Yeah.
Are we going to fill him in on the water sprite plan?
Yeah.
Well, they're just ordering his scrap metal. Whatever.
Yeah, but
I don't
if
think
he
he
understands
cares.
why, then
Sure.
he will know
Yeah.
how.
It's to pay off a water sprite to
No, I
transport
mean-
goods.
He's gonna do it either way.
Yeah.
And him thinking it's weird isn't the issue.
Yeah.
The issue is other people thinking it's weird.
Yeah.
Why did they order a bunch of polished scrap metal?
So yeah,
Who knows?
let's do that.
Could be any reason.
Could be any sort of.
We'll just do that here. Yeah.
So, is the Ogre's Respite actually a good hotel, or were you just gonna go up there and murder us in our sleep?
Well, it's a decent hotel. I probably wouldn't characterize it as a great hotel, but it's fine.
Alright.
Good enough.
Good enough.
They wash the beds.
That's pretty top tier.
For a medieval inn, that's very top tier.
Do pettings! Ooh!
Wow, these sheets have actually been washed. Truly.
Not just
we
like
live-
perfume.
Truly, we live in a land of luxury.
Oh my god. Indoor plumbing!
Let's not go nuts.
Well, it's more like magic indoor plumbing.
Harry can generate indoor plumbing.
Isn't that what he's been doing ever since he got
Yep.
dysentery?
Yep.
Is that still running, by the way? Are you still pooping just 20 feet to
Periodically.
the left of where you are?
Oh god,
Is
no.
it still 20 feet?
Right.
Not in the city.
I forgot to turn it off.
Oh god. It was so convenient, I forgot I had it on.
In the city, dude.
There's like a new city mystery. It's like what?
The water is now contaminated.
Great.
With dysentery.
I'm
Good
just
job,
gonna drink
Harry.
healing potions for the rest of my time here.
Clerics are now working overtime to purge the city's wells.
Please put it outside, Perry.
Put it over by the orc lines.
Yes.
It's a
Our
bit far
greatest
away.
weapon of all.
Well, the thing is that I have a range limit.
How many of them can you open at once? Can you like just
daisy chain 'em.
Here.
As many as the TM will allow.
Just pick a poop chain.
Oh, I didn't think you let me have more than
No,
this.
just go to the local actual drain.
I probably would.
You
Actually.
could just talk to the mage school and tell them to
All
do
right,
that.
fine.
You'd have to go
Sorts of
over to
stuff.
the orc lines to open one though, so you'd probably get your ass shot off.
Okay. I think that's everything we need to know from here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Alright.
I will say you can have a number of wormholes open equal to your intelligence modifier.
Ooh.
Which I think is like 4 or 5.
It's 4 at the moment.
Okay,
It'll be
so you
5
can
soon.
have 4 pairs of wormholes.
Alright, so let's go book you those rooms that you need to book.
Yeah. With my
And-
newly earned money.
Then I'll go talk to Connor and just be like, hey, we've got the metal going.
That's good. He's pitched the idea to some of the generals and whatnot, and he's gotten himself invited to the war council to tell them about it.
Can we come? as Heroes of Anvil?
If you swing your weight around a bit, you probably can swing it.
Okay. We're Heroes of Anvil. Let us help with the war effort.
For communication and stuff, got something for you. You got like a piece of paper?
Connor.
The guy. The
Connor?
Lars guy, whatever
No,
his
okay.
name is.
Okay, we're still there.
Lars? Yeah.
No, yeah,
Yep.
the guy that's
Lars.
That's the
Yep.
stone sign.
Yep. It's Lars.
You know, a piece of paper.
Probably has something you can write on.
Yep. All right, I got it. I'm gonna need two.
Anvil and a
And
chisel.
Lars Gerhart.
So
Bjorn
I'm going
now.
to guess my
Slash Bjorn.
whole
Slash
stuff,
Bjorn.
so that there's a small wormhole on one piece of paper that connects to the other.
Okay.
Right. And I give it to him. Right. Check this out.
Don't look into
I
it.
take the pencil.
That's
Okay.
weirdly suggestive, but okay.
So, can you roll these up? He's going to attempt to roll it up. You stop him.
Oh no, it's gonna like it might destroy our
I don't
Yeah.
know what will happen.
We
I
may not
run
be entirely
away.
safe.
Good question. Let's find out what
I
happens.
run
No,
away.
no, no! Stop! Stop! Stop!
You don't know it will do something. Harry might. Let's see.
I leave the shop. I just
yes.
leave the
What
shop.
happened?
Never you mind. As far as you can tell, absolutely nothing happened.
Can we make a wisdom?
It just rolled up perfectly normally.
Okie
Can you
dokie.
unroll it?
Oh yeah, he unrolls it. It's just
Still there?
it's portal. It looks kind of warped weirdly.
Okay.
I gotta test something. I'm
Okay.
going to put something through the normal portal and just see what happens to the other side.
Roll this again, FC. Throwing something through a damaged portal.
I'm still outside the shop. In fact, I'm just gonna go book my rooms now. Goodbye, everybody.
Ah, fun. That's back is called Blast Back.
Oh jeez.
It just blows up.
His counter's gone.
The little pen that you stuck in there is going to explode. Quickly check something here.
Hey, we can use this as an improvised explosive device.
IED.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I
That
do.
is if we
Were
can
you
allow
a
it to
terrorist?
work like that.
We'll just like do a portal and scrunch it up and like throw it at people.
Lars takes 10 damage.
You tried to stop him.
As it warps, twists, and explodes in a shatter of fragments. Several of them also hit you, and they go into your chest. You don't feel anything.
Did it just go in and go? Meow?
They just speared into you, they're just stuck there.
Can I get them out?
Yeah, you pull them out, you're not even bleeding.
What?
What is up with our wizards and always turning into portals?
Because portals are fun.
Is it because they always think with portals?
I take a dull object and just push it at my chest to see if it just
It just goes donk.
donk.
You still have physics.
It wasn't like it got portaled into you, it was like it impaled into your flesh.
Yeah,
Yes.
Pulled it
from
out
the
and
But
it
your
force of the
nerves,
explosion.
but your nerves are dead, and so
No,
are your
like
blood
it didn't
vessels.
leave a wound.
No, he was fine. Yeah.
Like it's more like you can't be hurt.
It's like he's rubber.
Okay.
No, it's more like you can't be hurt by things.
Okay.
Two rigid pieces of material.
Yep.
Wormhole.
What's left of the counter?
Don't roll it.
Well, he's not going to try and fold a piece of metal to a bundle.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's just, communication. You can also send small notes through it and stuff.
Be safe.
You do know they do have a range. Like if you pull them too far apart, it sort of stop working.
It just disappears.
Though they only work within 30 feet, so it's still
So
range.
if you sack a first level spell, I'll let it work far away for these two. Like you can juice it up.
What if you put them in a dead drop point so that we know where to get? Okay.
See, currently they'll work anywhere within 4 feet.
Okay.
Cantrip mastery.
Woohoo!
All right. Yep. So just let us.
Investigate anything about your apparent invulnerability.
Can I give him a full medical examination?
You certainly can.
It was under your plastic.
What is involved in a dwarven medical examination?
Drink this.
Dare I even ask? Yeah, I dare ask. What's involved?
Well, first there is the digestive tests, how much beer he can drink before throwing up.
All
Then
right.
there is the constitution test, how much damage he can take before he gets hurt. It basically involves getting hit in the chest with boards.
Okay. Are you going to allow him to perform this excavation?
No, I'm going to go to a wizard.
Wizards are well known for their healing skills.
No doubt. Is there like a branch of your dwarf or your wizard academy here?
Branch thereof? No. There's a Magic Academy.
Oh, okay.
But wait, I'm gonna need a crossbow that takes the reflexes with.
If you could dodge a
bolt.
crossbow,
If you could- now we can test your reflexes. Try and dodge this wrench, Chuck.
if you could dodge a
I'm
wrench, you can
going to go to a wizard that knows more than me.
Okay.
So,
you
a
walk
wizard.
7 feet and find a wizard.
No, see. So a wizard.
a wizard.
You basically.
Well, how about go talk to
I was
the
thinking
delivery
someone with a little
drop
more
off?
torpedo.
Right? You find a wizard with a bigger hat.
He's got a walking
You
stick.
find someone who can do this sort of thing.
Okay.
Well,
One of my spells blew up. Shrapnel hit me, and I was unharmed.
it blew up.
Went through.
Can I chime in here, real quick? Just so you know.
Depends. Did he let you come with him?
No.
No,
Right,
this is a
no.
private matter.
I was just gonna say
Out of character.
So.
he's a different
Hush
kind
you.
of wizard.
Okay, so there's
You'll become a
working
parent.
on an experimental spell,
Right?
right? But someone decided to fold the paper, and
So,
the pen blew up.
what kind of spell were you making?
Oh, right. I demonstrate the wormhole.
On a piece of
Oh,
paper?
cool.
On a new piece of paper?
No,
just
not on
space.
paper.
Yeah, okay.
Not on paper. Dear God.
Again?
He seems very interested in building one.
Yeah. But the thing is that it blew up. The pen blew up when you crumpled the paper. No, wait, hold on. Let me get this straight. Just paper, wormhole,
Does the wizard look an iron
folded the paper, unfolded it.
Hope not.
Right?
Why would you roll up a wormhole? That's
No.
just asking for disaster.
No, I was the one that did that. Someone else did
Does the
that.
That's like putting a bag of holding in a portable hole. It's a terrible idea.
That won't be good.
I wasn't the one that did that. Okay? I made
that's
the
what
wormhole,
happened.
but
Why
someone
did you
else
give
folded
one
it.
of these to someone who has no idea what it does?
Why were you being irresponsible with magic?
That's just,
I think
that's
it's
just ludicrously irresponsible.
The point is...
That's like giving a baby a wand of fireball.
Thanks. You know what? I'm just going to, prick myself and see what happens.
Okay. How hard are you cooking yourself?
Just a little bit, just in case it wore off.
just a little.
I don't feel anything.
Yeah.
What?
It's not
I
bleeding.
don't see.
I might regret this.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. I'm rolling wisdom. Okay.
Okay,
I'm stabbing
you did this.
myself in the hand.
Alright. The knife goes shork. It looks like it just goes right into your skin and goes thunk into the table underneath you. You pull your knife out, and your hand looks fine.
The hole
It looks
just
like it goes-
heals up.
No, there's no hole. It
Oh.
just pulls out.
What happens
It
if you
looks
just
like it goes-
poke at yourself?
That's
Different.
He seems to be phasing for piercing
Yeah.
objects.
you know what you really need, I think? A dwarven medical exam. I'll get the boards. Fetch the science beer.
Yeah, you are in
No,
a
no,
dwarven,
not the celebratory beer, the science beer.
You are in a dwarven city. So,
It is.
Like you're
They
in the
just want
dwarven
to see how
capital.
far they can push this, don't they?
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
They're curious what it is.
Okay.
You're about to be captured
You have a
as
spell that appears to be rendering you invulnerable to harm.
Yeah, that's pretty valuable in wartime and other times.
In
Just
general
saying.
times.
Just saying.
Yes.
If you could
Yeah.
patent it.
Get all the wizards.
Alright?
Alright.
You have amassed a group of collective group of wizards.
Okay.
Here to watch it. A couple of dwarves are standing nearby with boards and smiles. This is like the most entertaining thing they've had all day.
If he is doing this on his own, I'm just gonna talk to Connor. That's just happening in the background.
Okay. What's step one?
Step
Drink.
one is drinking heavily.
Okay.
You find for as much as you drink, you can't seem to get drunk.
Huh.
Dwarves are very sad by this revelation. They consider it an unfortunate
flaw,
side effect.
yeah.
An unfortunate flaw in the spell. After about your 30th beer,
They decided to call it off.
they decide to call it quits. Step 2 is being hit with boards. So you just gonna let them hit you with boards for a while? Sure.
Until at some point they say, ow.
Did they just plain go through? Did you get pushed a little bit? Like, what's going
It
on
goes
here?
like thump, whack, whack,
So
whack,
you're
whack.
just bouncy then. Are you actually a gelatinous globe now?
He's like Luffy.
He's a giant gelatinous blob now.
No, he ate the gom.
Oh my god, this is all going to wear off and accumulate at once, is it?
You guessed it.
Yeah, sometime during the beating, the 1 hour restriction on it wears off. Yes, where are you now?
He just goes down.
It's probably a little bit more than
Yes.
goes down.
Spell fails and the caster becomes apparently invulnerable to all damage. After 1 hour, all damage they would have taken during that time suddenly occurs all at once.
It's a good thing I'm nowhere near.
Does that mean he's accumulated enough damage that he just
you
dies?
take 47 points of damage. Your hand has a hole in it. It's quite
And
badly
your
hurt.
chest has a couple
And
of...
you are savagely wasted.
So I can't feel a thing.
No, you feel it now. That wore off. You are in agony.
I was talking about the fact that I was savagely wasted.
That's helping.
It's helping
Okay,
some.
stop.
Oh, they stop when your hand abruptly goes flourish and blood pours out of it. Your chest starts bleeding. You have the most horrifying welts over your body.
So I don't have to talk. I'm going to try to ghost sound and say, it apparently has a time limit.
Ghost sound usually does not do verbal, but I think we're gonna have to allow
Your
it.
ghost sound is merely.
You could totally use that to kill the orc lord.
No. Yeah. Well,
Whole
if we
hour.
can if we can dependably
Within an hour,
reproduce
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Most battles take minutes.
We'll tell him it's a tribute. It's a new ring of power or something, and then he'll invite all his orc buddies to like hit him for the next hour.
Oh no, I
Oh
meant.
my god, yes,
I didn't even mean it
that'll
like that. I meant like you fight him with the thing on. and
No, we
take
just
him
give
down.
it to him. It's what it's done to carry.
It's a dwarf. It's an orc. He'll find ways to hurt himself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They'll be having a good time, and then in an hour,
Especially if
he'll
he
take
thinks
care
The
of
first
himself.
time he goes to drink anything. Boy, I sure can't seem to get drunk today. Well, better keep drinking.
Alcohol poisoning.
Alcohol
Until he
poisoning.
just dies.
So are these wizards going to bring me to a cleric or someone nearby?
Well, first they want to investigate what happens. They prod you several times. It hurts so very
Immensely.
much. Eventually, a passing cleric notices you bleeding on the ground surrounded by wizards.
And screaming.
That's never a good
kicks-
sign.
He kicks several of the wizards away and demands to know why they aren't helping you. They said, well, research.
Research, you know.
Science.
You are patched up. You can spend recoveries.
Did you sign a consent form before this all started?
What consent form?
The dwarves hitting him with bats signed consent forms that said they couldn't be held liable.
For getting hit with bats.
I love that effect.
Since it's a cleric, do I also get the heal bonus?
No, he's a pretty minor rank cleric. Actually, sure, +2.
Yeah.
He can purge the alcohol out of your system.
That'd be nice.
By just squishing your tummy,
Yeah.
like, repeatedly?
Talking to
No,
Connor.
he's a dwarven priest. That's a
Oh.
cantrip for a dwarven priest. Sobriety. They consider it a curse.
It's a punishment.
I curse you with sobriety.
It's a punishment for your kids.
Doc, you could add that to your spell list.
Sobriety.
You have sobriety as an at-will power.
Alright.
You just point at someone
That's
and,
so good for
and they become sober.
interrogations.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, just talking to Connor. Let him know about
Unfortunately,
this
if they
stuff.
were going to be hungover, it immediately occurs.
Can you like make them pound a bunch of water before you do it?
You know that doesn't actually help, right?
Are you supposed to rehydrate? Because that's what causes like the headaches mostly.
What mostly causes the headaches is acetaldehyde poisoning.
Oh. Right.
Yeah, we should send a package of origami crafts to the Orc Lord, full of paper portals. Here, fold it this way.
Just keep rolling these up
Just
until it happens again. It's crapshoot, but just maybe.
Just maybe, or maybe something worse happens. We don't know.
Yeah. Just tell Connor about the medal, and then get ready to go to the war meeting.
The wizards have gone off with their copious notes.
I'm gonna get ready to go to the war meeting.
You'll let me know if you find something out, right?
Yeah, sure. Of course, yeah. Of course. As they're walking away, they're like, we're totally stealing this idea. Oh, yeah.
We should capture him in the middle of the
We
night.
came up with this.
I call it the hawking hole.
Exactly.
Hey, I didn't teach
Publish
how to
or
make.
perish.
I didn't teach how to make the wormhole.
No, you
not.
no,
All
you
I
did
did was
not.
demonstrate it once to one wizard.
But I think they also
All
have
the
their
rest
own
did was just
wormhole
beat me
things,
bats.
maybe.
Yes, they also observe the effects of your spell.
Oh, being invulnerable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're doing little magical things trying to figure out how the spell works.
So yeah, gather the party and be like, hey guys, let's use our collective fame to
Yeah.
get into this thing.
Yeah, I guess you come get me from the
Yeah.
inn. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say
You have booked rooms.
collective wits
It
to
costs you a
figure out
fair
this
chunk
thing,
of
but
change.
then realized we have no wits whatsoever.
I'm expecting this as a deposit and I'll be paid back somehow.
The church would probably pay back, yeah.
Likely. Likely story.
Actually, you're slightly fortunate. You got a 5, I think, for Great Cold Worm, didn't you? Yeah. But yeah, actually, one of the paladins who's supposed to be coming to visit, he actually shows up just after you've made the boom appointments. You know him pretty well. He hates you passionately.
Oh. He's
He
just
think-
jealous.
Well, he doesn't really hate you. He thinks you're a lunatic. A dangerous lunatic.
Sprouting heretical nonsense.
Yep. And he does give you the deposit back, along with a heaping helping of score.
I'll take that for free as a bonus.
You have now one.
Just like receive scorn as a minor action.
He asks, you're not staying here, are you?
We might be out adventuring soon if all things work well.
Oh yeah, you should go adventuring. Adventuring is really important, because the important thing about adventuring is it gets you far away.
Gets you experiences.
Yeah, far-flung experience. In my experience, the far-flunger the better.
If he's staying in the same place, so
Yeah, he's kind of a dick. He went out once, it didn't work very well.
note to self: leave poop in front of his doorstep. Leave some.
Well, fortunately, you have this wormhole on this piece of metal.
Just slide it under his door and just kind of whistle and walk away.
Oh god.
I feel this has been a rich, productive session.
I'm
Productive in one sense.
As crude as this plan is, there are some people with dysentery. And I do have a spell.
Have you guys gotten your ideas for the war effort at all?
I've been far too distracted.
He's been
far
wasted.
too busy being hit with bats
And being
horribly
wasted.
drunk,
Yeah.
and having dysentery.
Yeah. Alright. No, I'm just asking. Like, I'm not there to provide any strategic
Oh my
efforts.
god! I got it. We'll give all the orcs dysentery.
They already have dysentery, they're orcs.
As a free
They
action.
don't. They
They
don't.
come pre-dysentery.
Yeah, they don't live in the best conditions.
I just think that if they were all, occupied, then they would be.
You assume they'd stop fighting with poop.
Oh god.
That is a false assumption.
Dear god.
That's why they all wear brown pants.
So yeah. I guess we're making our way to the effort.
Pardon?
I guess we're making our way to the meeting.
Alright. So you guys are going to try and swing your way around and get to the meeting?
Yep.
Sure. Who's telling the story of your heroics and anvils?
Can I just play our song as we go down the street and see if we can gather some children running up behind us?
I'm actually going to say your really great performance earlier has already gotten you some renown.
Woohoo! I'm just gonna announce to the crowd, yeah, we're all going to the small council. You guys want to come cheer us on our way?
You're going to do it American election style. You just declare victory and then dare someone to challenge you.
Yeah, let's do that.
Please welcome your next president. We haven't even had the general. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. The population is with us.
Alright. So you can get into the War Council. The generals are all present. Some of the family reps are a bit slack, showing up on time. Hilda Ironshot shows up late.
I hide my face.
Alright.
I thought you were a wolf this whole time.
No, I'm not. Oh, I turned human again.
He's
When
not
you
gonna
were
be a
talking
wolf
to
in the War Council.
your yeah, no, he's the seeing eye dog.
And I move like stuff on the map. There's a war map. I go.
You
As I
stop
start pushing
scooting
stuff
your
around.
butt all over the map.
Is there a war map?
Yep. In the middle there would be
There's a map in the middle of the table.
With like little
With, like,
figurines that
figures,
you
yeah,
can
Little
yeah.
thumbtacks on
yeah.
it.
In the middle of it, I shout out, "I vote Connor for king."
Did you try to like throw your voice?
No,
Or,
I-
no, not even.
I know the place.
Whenever there's a lull, you just kind of cough into your hand and go, Connor!
Connor's awesome. Cough, cough, cough.
You're still wearing the Connor for King president pin.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing with my money.
There.
Hey!
So this is Forge, and this is.
So going to
Jerks.
when they're
Jerks.
when they're discussing their plans, I should say, just so you know, walling doesn't work that great a lot of the time. Turtling in, putting that out there, especially when there's a leader.
Especially when there's a family that's hoarding up all the food in Forge, I heard.
That as well. Maybe.
Who said that? Who said that?
Rumors of our food hoarding have been wildly overstated. We are merely weighing in the supplies we're given.
You're rationing your rations.
Indeed. We have not been taking any additional food. We've merely been rationing it more carefully.
Yeah. Yeah, I say to them just. I go
Benedict
against.
Blackcandle basically is a contender against you. He is pushing for the turtling plan,
No.
and he is basically telling you that dwarves, for as long as time has been a thing, have always been content to stick with the defense, and it's never failed them before.
Yeah, and what happened
Yes,
to the...
well-
And the Undermarch is not going to stay collapsed forever. They've already got miners working on that.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, buddy.
Hilda Ironhunt will pipe up and mention that they already have miners clearing the underpass.
Here's the other issue with that. Even though it's never failed before, it doesn't mean it can never fail. Once it fails once, you're screwed.
Why not both?
It both fails and succeeds.
No, as in
why
like
not
turtle
turtle
whilst
and-
attempting other things. Like,
Well, if you turtle up, if you have people going out, you're not turtling. Because you're leaving open passages for people to travel in and out.
If you have
when
a...
dwarves turtle, they
Yeah.
close off completely. from
They
the
just
outside.
blow up the entrances.
They're talking about like collapsing the entrances, sealing themselves in basically a big underground tomb, and waiting it out. Waiting for as long as their supplies hold, and then opening the door once they run out of food, and hoping there's no one there. Like, if they go for turtling, they're gonna have no recon.
yeah, I vote against that.
Well, you don't get a vote as a
no, I
non-citizen
just,
to
like,
Forge.
No, I just argue, I argue against it. Like, I don't see that working. Because even if they're under a leader, they're not gonna go away anytime soon.
Oh, please, the orcs have had leaders before. They never last.
None like this.
This one seems to be lasting pretty well, laddie.
Didn't last very well the last time. I mean, he got in, sure, he murdered that Wizard King guy, but then he got his ass kicked.
I tap a nearby, just kind of member of the audience, I guess. And she's
No
like,
audience.
oh well,
It's a private
nearby.
council
Well,
meeting.
nearby council member who doesn't seem too busy. I was like, what happened to
Which
the?
one?
I'm not sure.
The War Mage,
I think so. If maybe I'll go over to Soren
Okay.
and go. What happened to the nearby dwarven settlement? That's that one of his. I think it was Anya that was trying to retake it. It's like what happened to
her
it to begin with?
Foolish plan, yes. Oh, she wants to retake Fort Lee. That's pointless. It fell once, it'll fall again.
What happened to what did they try and then?
Oh, the orcs swarmed over the battlements and broke in.
So it was like a significantly smaller
It's
encampment.
quite a bit smaller than Fort, certainly.
Doesn't that in itself prove the foolishness of turtling?
Anya is basically going to say they weren't turtled.
Oh,
They weren't doing it properly.
Right.
Yeah.
No dwarven settlement has turtled as of yet.
Yeah.
When dwarves turtle, they do it
Noodles,
all the way.
yeah.
You'll know because you will never get in there.
yeah.
How long would it take to make a tunnel between that fort and this fort?
Liliana, the person in charge of sapping and countermining, will tell you it would take a few weeks.
So what if you take that fort, turtle both of them, make a tunnel, and you'll have a supply line to the elves?
That's not how that's.
That's basically what Anya Craghammer is trying to argue.
Yeah.
And also what Robert Stark is arguing because you told him to.
This seems.
Yes, here, yes.
Yeah,
indeed, yes.
we should do it like a lot of
Totally.
tunneling, and I have these kick-ass tunneling machines for sale.
Supposed to be supporting, right?
You know, he's like, yeah, indeed.
Yes, sir, Rob. You're doing well.
Where is? Oh, okay, it's nearby.
Thanks, Unc. Says that to you.
Is he your uncle?
It's your uncle. Robert's your
Nephew.
uncle.
No, Robert's his nephew. So young. So,
Benedict Blackhandle basically just tells you that elves have been helped us in the past. Why in the world would they help us now?
The two elves in the room say, "I'm gonna try not to be offended by that."
They're
Half elves.
Oh.
We're
He
all
doesn't care
kinds
if
of
they're offended.
not offended. No.
no.
They're opposing his political arguments.
I mean, if you just,
offending them is to his benefit.
like, you could just say, hey, open up trade.
So what is the risks of a mage tower plan?
Someone's plan.
Soren Godbold just says, there aren't any risks worth concerning yourself over. Basically, everyone else in the room is like, except for the whole, if it doesn't work the first time, we all just die part.
Like, the risk with every plan other than turtling is that you're not turtling, and therefore they can get in.
Yeah.
What if there was a way to transport dwarves in and out through
Oh, no.
solid rock?
Well,
We call those tunnels, lad.
Hey, what if you helped them with the digging with your...
with our dragon
Yeah.
nail.
I'm going to demonstrate my wormhole cantrip.
Okay.
On a solid surface this time?
No, just in space, you know, just
Oh.
Just
floating
put
there.
one at a table, the other there, just put an apple. It's like, that's interesting. Kind of small, though.
I can try to make it bigger, and there's also you have a whole lot of other wizards as well.
Are you willing to share your
Soren
knowledge?
Goodbolt's
Yeah.
gonna go, wait a minute, I recognize you. Are you the guy that was getting hit by boards in the middle of town earlier?
Yes, I was.
She's heard about this.
Yeah, I was kind of busy prepping for the war council. I saw it out my window. What was that about?
We're
Dwarven medical
experimenting,
exam.
Or a
Apparently, he
medical
made
exam.
himself invincible for an hour.
yeah, but then all the damage came in at once. It was painful.
Grant Battlebuilder, the head of the War Priest, is interested in this, as he points out that if you can keep soldiers standing for an hour, that's possibly enough to get them back to where the clerics can patch them up when they inevitably start falling apart.
Yeah, well,
That would call it temporary fix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Operation Spackle.
What about if we just offer the orcs an hour of invisibility and hope they get themselves
Kill
killed?
us?
Well.
Invincible orcs would kill us in an hour.
Yeah.
What if we just gave it to one orc in particular?
the big orc.
The orc lord.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he might
Then
be
he'd
too
kill
busy
us.
selling. Well, he might be too busy showboating if he doesn't know it's only got 1 hour.
Well, if he finds out he's invincible, the first thing he's going to do is try to murder everything.
Good point. Oh, how about we I don't know.
Connor, do you have any ideas?
Connor's in favor of retaking Fort Lear.
Yes.
so
So
what is the mage plan again?
go to the
Go to the tower, then what?
fire.
Soren is talking to you about you being hit with sticks. You start mentioning the invulnerability spell. Soren, Goodbolts, Grant Battlebuilder, the priest guy, and yourself are having sort of a conversation about this invulnerability spell. Pretty much everyone in the room is currently looking at you. Everyone except Perry can roll me a wisdom check.
Oh my god, they think I can just do this.
Ha 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 ha. That'd be bad.
That's not good. I got 8.
Okay, that's
10.
25.
Woo!
24.
One guy.
Good job.
You can actually have Archer, for instance.
Oh, 12.
Oh, yeah, he's still doing this. Doc, you notice everyone has sort of food in front of them that they're eating and picking away at. Connor has been somewhat quiet for the last few minutes. When everyone's looking over at Perry, he starts stealing food off of Benedict Blackhandle's plate. The other member of his family. He's like taking his fork and just going like,
I'm getting the feeling you're not in good relations with the member of your family.
Are you whispering this to him?
Yes.
Nice. He's fat enough.
Has Hilda noticed? Like, has Hilda seen our faces and like shown any sign of recognition at all?
She recognized you.
She's just not really,
She's looked at you. She notices like, hey.
not really capitalizing.
She's also noticing Connor eating off of Benedict's plate.
It always happens.
She's just rolled her eyes. Hilda hasn't said much of anything during this meeting.
Well, we did sort of announce ourselves pretty
Yeah,
thoroughly.
that's fair.
Yeah, like even if you're hiding, the rest of the party isn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. No, we announce ourselves as
So-
the heroes.
What are these people like saying about the invincibility spell? Or, like, what are they asking?
They basically like the idea. They're asking Soren if it's possible to replicate the effect over their troops,
Reliably.
so that it's possible to basically have a system where, hey, everyone go out and fight invincibly for an hour,
And then die.
come back. Then come back to where the priests are like basically standing there with healing spells and they're ready for when it wears off.
So we're basically
So
replicating
you
Team
go,
Fortress 2.
Yeah,
Much better.
Alright. Well, I can describe...
Plus, the psychological effect of invulnerable troops is pretty high.
Yeah. Okay, well, I will work closely with the other wizards in one condition.
Okay.
If it works, I want my name attached to the spell.
Also, try and take Fort Lear.
Parry's petty puncture resistance.
Puncture
Prevention.
prevention.
Puncture prevention.
Parry's petty puncture prevention.
Has to have petty in there.
All right. Well, I've said what I need to say. I
not
wanna
a
do
bad
that.
plan.
I wanna take Fort Lear.
Alright, so currently, you can roll me a charisma check. Benedict will also roll a charisma check.
Merchant Prince.
To
All
see-
of us?
No, just whoever you're
you.
nominating as your
fuck.
speaker.
You just for no reason.
I got a 24.
That's just one of you rolls it.
Oh.
And evidently that's Regolith.
What?
A furball coughs out.
He's the one who's been making all the arguments, basically.
Yeah.
So it would be him.
Oh. Yeah, that's
Benedict rolled a 3.
it's a 9.
Benedict
All
got an
told.
8. You're 1 to his 3.
So basically, the two of you go to each other and go, bro, and you go, bro, and then just kind of
No,
back and forth for a while.
it's worse than that. It's worse than that.
Essentially what happens
Duh.
is you two get into a heated argument, during which time all the other people at the table are talking about it.
Yeah.
And currently,
Like,
Yeah, you wanted him a bro off.
Currently it's
Congratulations.
2 in favor of retaking Fort Lear. With Benedict removed, there's only 1 in favor of turtling, and 1 in favor of taking the tower. But you do not manage to sway any of the swing boats to do anything.
yep. It's basically me and Bennett going, duh, 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 at each other, duh, at each other.
Basically, everyone at the council thinks you're both childish.
Yep. Okay.
But Benedict is
So I
probably like a
guess
middle-aged
the vote-
dwarf.
As you turn back to convey your points, you find the War Council has already convened
Yeah.
and voted.
And everybody's gone.
They have voted in favor of retaking Fort Lear.
Yay! Like the little figures on the map are just pushed towards Fort Lear. I'm like, hey, look, that's what I wanted. Yay!
What time are we at now?
Time.
Cool. 6. Alright, so we're going to wrap it there. So next time, you guys are probably going to be sent on a quest involving retaking of Fort Lear.
Yep. That's
We're
fine.
probably leading the attack.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep,
probably.
and hoping the science catches up.
I'm going to say you're actually going to be sent to scout out the best route and method of egress, because currently there are some orcs who are basically kicking back in the place now that they've taken it over.
It'd be really
So you're
funny.
going to basically try and clear them.
All right.
Sounds
It'd be really,
good.
really funny if we just happen to stumble into just doing it.
Can we
we're
just like dragon
oops.
nail our way down there, like just underground?
I mean, if we just stumble our way into just doing what we're like, instead of scouting, we just do it.
We just go in.
Take it. And
Guns blazing.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
we're
safe
done,
now.
guys. But they're gonna go. They're gonna call for
That's actually
reinforcements.
what they want you to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's not many orcs currently in it.
Okay.
They're worried that if they send out a contingent of it, it'll just attract more orcs to go fight the
Yeah.
contingent.
Yeah.
So they want to make sure the place is empty, so that they can just run directly into it.
What is
bolt doors behind
what
it,
is
basically.
what is the advantage of taking back Fort Lear though? Like, okay, so you have
It has a
another
bunch
fort
of mining tunnels underneath it, which extend far to the east,
to the elves.
where it's possible to get away from the battle lines
Oh, okay.
and possibly to contact elves.
Okay.
Now,
Hi, mommy's packing up. Yes. You say hi.
Hello, small person.
Hi.
This is my halfling.
So, did you listen to the recording?
I had it in the background. You
Okay.
were fighting a spider and found a big gold healing thing.
Perry lured a spider.
I can make little wormholes now.
Yes, he finished his cantrip.
Oh, sorry. We didn't fight a spider. We fought. No, yeah, that's what you were talking about. No,
Caught a spider.
he caught a spider and then messed it up.
I gave it a stone leg.
What we actually did was we fought a bunch of like crazy
Avarials.
druid, elf things, and then we were gonna get screwed. So like, oh dear God, Babel, help us!
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, please, 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 please. And then Babel was like, hey, what's up?
Yep.
And then I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, hey Babel, here's some more money. Can you make like a healing pool or something? Like, yeah. I'm like, yay! Dive in.
I'm gonna have you start doing all the recaps. You're way faster at it than I am.